Hello everybody! This is Helpful Heather with another video for you. And this time we are making rustic tomatoes and onions. I've never made rustic tomatoes and onions. I've heard my grandmother had and my aunt has, but I never made it. I've had other people's onions and tomatoes, but I've never made it. But I love it. So today, me and you are gonna try it for the very first time. So let's get started. All right, so let's talk about what we need. First, we need a large bowl. I'm using my big glass bowl, which is great. I have my vegetable peeler, and I have my tomato/bagel serrated knife. Let's talk about our vegetables. We have a half of red onion. Oh, I love red onions. We have a fresh, firm cucumber. Now, the recipe called for 5 tomatoes. Now, these are tomatoes straight out of my garden, so you can see I have 6, 7, 8. I wasn't too sure about what size the recipe wanted, but I figure we'll fill up the bowl and see where we go. Now, for my other ingredients, I have extra virgin olive oil, salt, pepper, I have my vinegar, but also I have my parsley and my oregano, fresh from the garden. It's so awesome when you can grow your own garden. If you can't, that's okay. But I've been doing really good this year with growing my tomatoes and peppers and herbs. So let's get started. Okay, so let's get started with our English cucumber. So I like to cut it into thirds. There we go. And then what I do is I don't like leaving the skin on per se, but I don't want it totally skinless. So I'm going to take my peeler and just do about every other one. Let's see. Ooh, I lost it. Here we go. So you do a peel. Don't do a peel. Do a peel. And it kind of leaves a little crunch there for you too without giving you indigestion or too much of a crunch. There we go. And there, isn't that pretty? So then when we cut it, remember, fingers in too. So then you get like this stripe pattern. Isn't that pretty? There we go. And then I'm going to take it and just kind of stack them. Stack them. And then I'm going to cut them into fourths. There we go. So now we got these cute little triangles. How easy is that? Now we're doing the second third. Chop, 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 slice, slice, slice. Be careful of those fingers. And then stack them. And then cut them into fourths. Woohoo! And also, I forgot to mention, you could de-seed them if you wanted to, but I just kind of forgot about it and left all the seeds, but that's okay. Now we're going to do our third one. The good thing about cooking is that there's no hard and fast rolls, for the most part. And there we are. We got all our cucumbers chopped up. Okay, I dried off the board. Well, I washed and dried off the board because it's always important you have a somewhat clean and dry cutting board. So now let's do the tomatoes. Now there's a lot of different ways you can do the tomatoes. The way they offered was you do them in fourths. And I washed my tomatoes ahead of time too. So I'm going to slice. Slice. Let's see. Do another slice. And it's really based on your own taste. I mean, we have these, but if you don't want it quite that big, you can cut it down again. Easy peasy. And who doesn't love tomatoes, especially from your own garden? I don't know what it is, but I swear tomatoes from your own garden taste and smell so different than you can get in the supermarket. And voila, our first tomato is done. Da-da-da-dum. Now I'm cutting up my second tomato, and this is I believe it's a big boy variety. And then once again, if you want to, you can take out the guts. I mean, they don't bother me as far as eating them. Ah! Ha ha. With little camera issues? Ha ha ha. All right. Slice. And slice. Now you can cut it a little bit farther if you want to, but... And then next up, after we get this done, then we'll chop up our lemon boys. Okay, now I'm going to do my lemon boys. Now the reason they're called lemon boys is because not only are they yellow, but they also have a slightly tart taste, like lemons. I think they're delicious. And this is the first year that I've grown them that I've had a very good yield of them so far. And it's just June too. Look how pretty that is. Easy peasy, our first lemon boy is cut up. And the nice thing is it'll give us some color with our salad. All right, I cut up the last lemon boy tomato. All right, now we're gonna attack this red onion. I love red onions. I've eaten them on bagels with cream cheese and lox. That's my favorite. And they are strong smelling. Now, how I like to store an onion, because since I already used part of it for another recipe, what I like to do is I like to leave the roots in. I don't like to cut off the roots quite yet, because they say it kind of keeps the onion preserved. I mean, it's not, I don't know if it's a lie technically, but that's what I read. So we're just going to do thin slices. Back and forth. Try to let the knife do the work for you. Ah, another camera issue. I'm sorry, folks. Ah. All right, there we go. So now the danger is over. So I've sliced and kind of chopped up. Now, if you don't like onion, you don't have to put a whole lot or even a little, any onion if you don't like it. I like that it gives it kind of a crispy bite to whatever foods. And it's called for in this dish, so I'm sure it'll be. And I don't really do anything fancy. I just dice. Gordon Ramsay would probably be ashamed of my knife cuts. I'm just doing like little chunks. And you can put in as little or as much as you think you would like. But we got a lot of vegetables here. So I think I might just do that much. And then I'll try and cut up little pieces. There we go. Easy peasy. Now our big bowl is filling up fast. We have our diced cucumbers, our tomatoes, and now our red onion. So let's get on to the herbs and the seasoning. All right. Let's see. Now we're going to do our herbs. I'm going to tell you a trick with parsley. I don't know if you ever had to use a lot of parsley, but coming from a Catholic family around Easter, and we have parsley in everything. So what I like to do now, I came a long way from having to rip them off and then chop them up. So what I like to do is the scissors. It makes it so much easier. Just to chop, chop, chop. Give it a rough chop just to get them all off the stems. And then you don't have those pesky stems. Now this is parsley. Yay! And we got a little pile going. Now this is parsley straight from my garden. And it's been doing really good. I wish I had more uses for parsley. But look how easy that is. You just chop, chop, chop. No knives involved. No sitting there plucking. Because I can't tell you how many Easter holidays I sat there and I plucked and I plucked and I chopped and I chopped. And how pretty is that little pile of parsley? And it smells so good. You wouldn't think an herb could smell that good. And the nice thing is it's fresh too. All right, our next herb, fresh out of the garden, as organic as you can probably get, is our oregano. Smells just like Italy. Well, I'll tell you a secret. With oregano, you just pull down this woody vine, woody stick, and there you go. It's so easy. And of course, there's no really shortcuts to it, but it's worth it. Just take it and pull. It just usually comes right off. And the tops you have to pluck a little bit. And there we have it. We have our fresh oregano. Ooh, I see a little stem. Trying to get all the stems out. We got our fresh oregano. We have our fresh parsley. And we are ready to boogie. And let's begin. So we got our bowl with our cucumbers, tomatoes, and red onions. I don't have any fresh garlic, so I'm going to sprinkle some garlic powder just to give it a little bite of garlic. And I have a 1/4 cup of vinegar and a 1/2 cup of olive oil. Now we might need more. We'll see how well it drenches everything. There we go. And then we're going to add our, I forgot, we got to do our salt. Fresh ground pepper. Oh, I love pepper. Pepper, pepper, pepper. Pepper, pepper. There we go. Depends on how much you like. And we're going to do our salt. Sea salt makes everything better. All right, it smells delicious. So now let's add our herbs. Parsley, our oregano. Ta-da! How does that look? I tell you. And then we're just going to stir, stir, stir. And this, my friends, is our rustic cucumber tomato salad. And a perfect accomplishment to any kind of hot summer day, hot summer evening. And what you want to do is you want to let it sit for at least 1 to 6 hours so that it can absorb the vinegar and the oil and the seasonings. Oh, let's give it a little taste, shall we? Very good. A nice bite. Let me get another spoon since I ate off of that last one. There we go. So yeah, so you can cover it up, store it in the fridge for a couple hours before serving, and it'll hold up for 3 days, the recipe said. And you got plenty there. And how easy is that? A rustic summer salad for you to enjoy. This is Helpful Heather, and I hope you have a great day. I'll see you later. Goodbye.